This is the Sabbath School lesson for the fourth quarter, 2021.
Lesson 3 from the series Present Truth in Deuteronomy is titled The Everlasting Covenant, ready for teaching on October 16, and I'm Percy Harrold. Tuesday, October 12, the Book of the Covenant. Though the idea of covenant, beret in Hebrew, to describe God's relationship with his people is found all through the Bible, this word appears so often in Deuteronomy that Deuteronomy has been called the Book of the Covenant. Look at Deuteronomy chapter 5, verses 1 to 21. What is happening here that helps to show how central the idea of covenant, or beret, is to the book of Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 5, beginning at verse 1. And Moses called all Israel, and said to them, Hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I speak in your hearing today, that you may learn them and be careful to observe them. The Lord our God made a covenant with us in Horeb. The Lord did not make this covenant with our fathers, but with us, those who are here today, all of us who are alive. And the Lord talked with you face to face on the mountain from the midst of the fire. I stood between the Lord and you at that time, to declare to you the word of the Lord, for you were afraid because of the fire, and did not go up the mountain, he said. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself a carved image, any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow to them nor serve them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, to the third and fourth generations of those who hate me, but showing mercy to thousands, to those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. Observe the Sabbath day to keep it holy, as the Lord your God commanded you. 6 days you shall labour and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord your God. In it you shall do no work, you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your male servant, nor your female servant, nor your ox, nor your donkey, nor any of your cattle, nor your stranger who is within your gates, that your male servant and your female servant may rest as well as you. And remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt, and the Lord your God brought you out from there by a mighty hand and by an outstretched arm. Therefore the Lord your God commanded you to keep the Sabbath day. Honour your father and your mother, as the Lord your God has commanded you, that your days may be long, and that it may be well with you in the land which the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbour. You shall not covet your neighbour's wife, and you shall not desire your neighbour's house, his field, his male servant, his female servant, his ox, his donkey, or anything that is your neighbour's. Not long after the children of Israel were redeemed from Egypt, God established the covenant with them at Sinai, just before they were supposed to enter the promised land. Then, after a 40-year detour, just before they were again to enter the promised land, which was a central part of the covenantal promise, as we see in Exodus 12:25 and Genesis 12 verse 6, through the mouth of Moses, the Lord again gives them the 10 Commandments, a way to re-emphasize just how important it was for them to renew their covenant obligations as well. Genesis 12 verse 7 reads, Then the Lord appeared to Abram and said, To your descendants I will give this land. And there he built an altar to the Lord who had appeared to him. And Exodus 12:25, It will come to pass when you come to the land which the Lord will give you, just as he promised, that you shall keep his service. Yes, the Lord was going to fulfill his covenantal promises to them. Now, though, they are obligated to uphold their end of the deal. So he declared to you his covenant, which he commanded you to perform, the 10 Commandments, and he wrote them on 2 tablets of stone, Deuteronomy 4:13. He did it at Sinai, and now he was doing it again in Moab, just before they were to take the land promised to them through the promise made to the fathers centuries earlier, a manifestation of the everlasting covenant that preceded even the existence of the world. As we read in Desire of Ages, page 834, before the foundations of the earth were laid, the Father and the Son had united in a covenant to redeem man if he should be overcome by Satan. They had clasped their hands in a solemn pledge that Christ should become the surety for the human race. Read Deuteronomy 5, verse 3 again. How do we make sense of this verse? Deuteronomy 5, verse 3, "The Lord did not make this covenant with our fathers, but with us, those who are here today, all of us who are alive." What was Moses saying to them? Most likely Moses was emphasizing the fact that their fathers were now gone, and the wonderful covenantal promises made to the fathers were now being made to them. This could have been Moses' way of letting them know that they should not mess up as the previous generation had done. The promises and obligations are now theirs. This lesson was read by Dr. Percy Harrold for Christian Services for the Blind. Sponsored by the Sabbath School Department and distributed through Hope Channel Australia, this podcast is also redistributed by Hope Channel Germany, Christian Record Services for the Blind, and It Is Written. It is also available on SoundCloud and through multiple podcast distributors, including Apple iTunes. Remember, God is always faithful.